What's up, everybody? Welcome back into the Dynasty Trade Show. So glad you could be here. As you can see, I look more intelligent. Don't worry, I'm still the same idiot.
Don't judge a book by its cover.
I'm still dumb. Hope everybody's doing well. We've been off for a couple weeks, but we are back this Saturday. When you guys are watching this, not too long after that, we'll have actual real football, Adam. I mean, real football. It's college, but hey, big game. Iowa State. Kansas State, go Kansas State, man. Fuck Upton Cyclones.
I was going to say, it's kind of like the glasses. You had me with real football, and then Iowa State, Kansas State, Had me in the first half. I'm going to be watching it.
They're both ranked, man. 17 and 22. So you got to rank.
You know what the best, speaking of which, you know what the best part about the rankings in the early part of the year is? We get so far away from that by the end of the year. Not that these teams couldn't be good, but that a lot of frauds in the early rankings. Speaking of which, though, you do want to get some college gear, Mike. A couple ways you could do such. Ultimate Autographs, our partners, which is signed shit. sh.it. Don't forget the .di. Tell them we sent you. Go get you some box breaks. Get you some college memorabilia because NIL's a thing now, right? I mean, they can. It's not the old days like Terrell Pryor. You get in trouble, right? You're good to go. Also, if you are into some fan gear, tell Fanatics we sent you, our partners. Fanatics certified shit, sh.it. Do not forget the .di. And last but not least at all, as a matter of fact, I would argue the opposite. Most importantly, go check out the Patreon. Patreon.com/South Harmon. It's the place to be. It's the place where everybody knows your name. It's always on and popping. Speaking of on and popping, Mike, let me know what you think of this deal. I'll be honest. It's not big into Burger King anymore, but it's a Whopper. Let's see what we did.
I haven't eaten a Burger King in forever, bro.
Don't try it. Don't mess with it. Everything I hear, it ain't the same, and it never really was. But
good.
Mike, talk to me about this here. All right, so you're in the league here. This is Rusty Tromboners. Speaking of Rusty Tromboners, it feels like it's made the show quite often. It's a league that has a special place in my heart. Mike, here's the trade, though. MD Haven, he's coming asking me, wildly actually before this, and I had not even seen this. He just sends me a DM. I didn't even know this trade just happened the same day. But he says, I just got J.J. McCarthy, and you have Jefferson. I want to get the stack. What would it look like to do such? Mike, and he's listing me all the receivers that he has, aside from Amon-Ra St. Brown at first, right? But it kind of let me know, hey, like Garrett Wilson, I forget all the players he had on his team, but he had some big names, which I would have tiered down to. But I'm like, you know what? What about Amon-Ra? Like all the things you didn't present. What about him? All right, we could probably work something out with that. To me, Mike, I lobbed this offer in thinking he probably won't go for it, and he ripped the Band-Aid done. So I sent him my Justin Jefferson for Amon-Ra on a 27 first, which is his own, and I think it was my only second, but 28 picks are in the mix, buddy. 28 second, all the way out there.
They're here.
Best ball start 13. Where are you at with this deal? And talk me through it. That's how it goes down and how we're here. But what I didn't see, Mike, was he traded Caleb in a third for J.J. McCarthy prior. Had I seen that, I might have lobbed in a different offer thinking, oh, this is too light of a starting place. Caleb in a third for J.J. McCarthy is also nuts. But let's do this deal first.
It is. So from your end, right, I'm just going to talk about it. I don't want to gas you up too much, man, but this is the kind of best ball deal that I do personally all the time, right? And I'm sure people will say, Jefferson in the second, Jefferson's, goated, right? He is. Second's not bad. It's a fair deal in that assessment, but these are like the little nuances of lineup versus best ball. In a lineup league, sure, you want to take the Jefferson in the second side. I get that.
Sure.
In this kind of deep best ball league, it's Amon-Ra on the first all day. The first is liquidity that you just dream of having, right? You get a pretty damn good productive wide receiver in Amon-Ra St. Brown, a little bit slept on, a little bit disrespected. Mm-hmm. We can acknowledge he's not Justin Jefferson, but he's close-ish. Like he's within range. Like he's
in my tier 2.
90%. Yeah.
He's in my tier 2. He's not tier 1. But honestly, Mike, here's the thing. I would say from a production standpoint, I do lean Jefferson as well. Yeah. But I think the reason I have it so differently tiered is because of the dynasty market, really more so than the production, honestly.
yeah, Jefferson's going to fetch prices that Amon-Ra would only dream of. So
Exactly.
for best ball on the surface for you, this is a great deal. Dive a little bit deeper into it, me being in the league. Uh, this is going to be a tough orphan for us to fill next year with MD Haven's team. Like it's going to be real
Oh
rough for us
no. This is
to
not where
fill
I
this
figured.
orphan.
This is not where I thought we were going. Oh no.
I mean that. Listen, you've been on this show with this league in trades, and I'm trying to compete with you. And every time you make a deal, I get more and more pissed off. This is the first time you've made a deal where I acknowledge Adam won the deal, in my opinion. But that wasn't the thing that made me
Can I get that
the most
again?
angry.
Can I say this real quick? The eye roll with the glasses hits so different. Can I get that look one more time, just like you did it before?
Yeah. So I acknowledge you won the deal, but that wasn't the thing that pissed me off the most about it. As the commissioner of this league and
Bro, I hadn't even thought of
what do
that.
I call it?
Damn.
Integrity or longevity. I look at it and I'm like, this motherfucker sent away more draft picks of his. This is going to be a rough orphan at some point to fill. Like this is going to be rough because he is without draft picks. He's got this second, so bravo for that. But
There is an extra second.
he's
That's
got a
true.
he's got a great lineup team.
I was just
He
gonna
has a
say
very
what's
bad
so
best ball
funny
team.
about it. You know what, Mike? Let's go. Let's go to the lab. Let's walk people through exactly what you're. I don't know if we can walk through what you're feeling, but let's walk them through what you're talking
A
about.
lot of
All right.
disappointment.
Except for apparently my dumb ass is not.
The
This is the
lab,
warp tool.
warp, same thing.
Same difference. We'll start with warp. How about that, right?
There you go. Traditional. What do they call it? What do the kids call it? McNutted scoring.
McNutted scoring. Yeah.
I've been I've been pigeonholed.
Well, like, because I want to talk about before we get into the, since we have the warp up, we're a little inversed here. I thought I was correct, and damn it, I wasn't. Anyway, Mike, on the multi-year warp, what I wanted to discuss, honestly, regardless of whether it's single or multi-year warp, and I'll have the single-year run, I think the warp tool will speak a little bit to while I lean Justin Jefferson in a best ball league. I'm looking for one, the extra asset more than anything, but that two, I think there's a realistic chance that these guys score very similarly. And the dynasty market definitely leans to Jefferson, but in best ball start 13, for me, where I make this deal, I had nothing to do. I hadn't even thought of the orphan thing, but that's actually, damn, not saying you're
Mm-hmm.
wrong. From the standpoint of, Mike, like I look at last year, right? So last year, Jamar Chase was 1, Justin Jefferson was 2, Amon-Ra's 3. To me, like from a production standpoint, just last year, now I know it's not last year, but I think Amon-Ra has more than a puncher's chance to beat Justin Jefferson on a yearly basis right now moving forward. I don't like that Ben Johnson's gone, so that would be one thing that maybe leans more Jefferson. But aside from that, like realistically, I think there's a chance that they're the same fucking thing in Warp, which last year was close. But then, Mike, like think about what the first could buy you versus a second. Even look at some of these players here. Keenan Allen last year, over 2 in Warp. I mean, Chris Godwin that's a different conversation. Jawan Jennings, Nuke Hopkins, Deontay Johnson, for God's sakes, he wasn't even playing for half the season, not because he was hurt, because he was just not doing anything. To me,
Right.
a first buys me a player at some point, even if I don't use it, even if that 27 first maybe doesn't become early and I don't end up drafting the player, I can go buy something significant with it. And the other thing was, Mike, I cleared out my picks through 27.
You
So
did.
getting this 27 first back puts me in a different position than I once was before, right?
Yeah, yeah. That first means almost everything. Having that liquidity, especially for what you're trying to do with this team, like which I acknowledge pisses me off as the number 2 guy on the lab when we get there. Like, shit, that sucks. But to your point too, like for people that we're trying to convert
Yeah. I
the
like that.
crowds
I
that
like that word. Yeah, we're trying to convert them to a little more best ball. Play both, right?
we're trying to convert them to best ball. That's a big thing. But we're also trying to convert them to using Warp and using Warp to help fund or help enhance decisions that you're going to make within your leagues on roster moves.
There you go. There you go.
But for the more basic people who don't understand what the Warp number is, right, and they don't understand the difference between the two because they see it, we'll put it in points per game terms when we say that they're close. Okay, this past year, 18.6 fantasy points per game for Mr. Amon-Ra St. Brown. Justin Jefferson, 18.7. Better, right?
It is better.
Last
That's true.
last 2 years ago. 2 years ago now. I got to say that now. 2 years. It's official. The NFL season's here. It's 2 years ago now. 20.7 for Amon Ra. Justin Jefferson, 20.2. So Amon Ra has been on his heels, if not beating him, within the last 2 years. So they're very, very similar players. You can probably realistically expect very similar production. I think both you and I acknowledge the fact that Justin Jefferson is probably the better asset, and if I had to put like real cash, even odds on who scores more fantasy points this year, I would put it on Justin Jefferson.
Of
I
course.
would.
But you would also say if it was plus 300 for Amon Ra,
I'd probably put the money on
you put an
Amon.
Amon Ra, right? And
Yes, I would.
that's to the point of the trade. It's like, whoa, but I got odds here now, right?
Yes. Yeah. And you have the odds with the first round pick, right? Versus the second. Clear upgrade there.
Because Mike, here's the other thing, right? We're going to get into this on the lab, so let's just go do that. This is, to me, what's really interesting, because JCap has done some pretty sweet updates to the lab. And I think...
It's been busy.
Listen, when I look at this, Mike, it's interesting. You talk about the lineup versus best ball. When I look at his team, sending him even Jefferson, he already had Amon Ra, so it's not like crazy different. But Bo Nix, Bucky Irving, R.J. Harvey, Justin Jefferson, Garrett Wilson, Marv, Bowers, Travian Henderson, Pacheco, Waddle, Tyler Warren, Loveland, J.J. McCarthy, and it gets... But here's the thing. Lineup, he has a decent team. I would argue, like, Tyler Warren, Loveland, Pacheco
You don't
being in
really want
there
to, you
aren't
wouldn't really feel comfortable.
necessarily... Yeah,
Pacheco's fine, but you don't really want to rely on rookie tight ends of all things in your flex. Like,
sure. But
right.
my point is those three even... Pacheco's a fine flex. I'm saying, though, those three don't make me feel like, oh, wow, this is some crazy team that you can't contend with at all. But then, Mike, let's get into the bench here. We're talking about a lot of players that are on real-life benches. One which Tom Brady. Davis Mills once saved Mike's team. I think that was the first bomb squad league. I mean, we're talking, that's been that long, right? We got Joe Milton, who, Mike, I'm glad that was something ways ago. Joe Milton belongs on the benches we're starting to see. Cam Miller, like, I don't want to go crazy on the guy. I think roster construction-wise, though, Mike, B-Rob, currently now going to be in the Niners bench. Like, this roster on the bench doesn't have... It needs a complete overhaul of assets on the bench to be a weekly competitor, honestly.
Look how many keep trade cut zeros there are. Right? We're not even talking best ball zeros, which is a different story, right, Adam? But these are keep trade cut value zeros.
Mike, here well, let me just tell you something, all right? I have been notorious. I'm notorious for on some of my teams, especially ones that I'm intentionally rebuilding, although it's been on teams that I'm not intentionally rebuilding. I'll give you the truth. Having some, man, what is this guy doing? He hasn't played in the league for a year, right? Mike, after the trade goes down, a Jack Doyle cut, which I wouldn't have noticed, but Eric put me on. Shout out Eric Vanek. Holy fucking Santa Claus shit. So my point is,
which Eric doesn't tweet a lot outside of America's Game, right? Like, posted his episode up. He doesn't. You don't see Eric Vanek tweet a lot. So I know when I went to Twitter, I didn't even see it in the league chat. I went to Twitter and I was like, Eric's got a tweet, right? Because he's on my South Harmon follow list, right? So he goes right to the top priority. I'm like, what the oh, an Eric tweet. And it's just a screenshot of like, who the fuck is rostering Jack Doyle in the
honestly,
year of our Lord 2025?
Even like, there's not a good place to roster, but Mike, especially in best ball, where every roster spot has a chance to make your lineup.
Oh,
anyway,
man, I saw like a Mason Tinsley in there. Shout out Mason Tinsley.
Shout out Mason
Ronnie
Tinsley.
Bell.
Well, Mike, I'll tell you the truth. I didn't even go through his team or any of this. This was a lobbed-in offer. So I noticed he didn't have a 26, so I just went to 27. Like, I was not even trying to play hardball or anything. I'm just like, hey, first and a second swap, if you really want Jefferson, I'll easily do that, sign off on it. Mike, I didn't realize what you just said, honest to God. I didn't realize that the roster had this type of thing.
Very early pick in 2027.
So my point is now, thank you for letting me know, because I could dangle this thing. Anyway.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mike. You know what? I'll tell you what. The glasses so far, he is a lot smarter. Damn it! Don't let him fool you. He's a whole lot smarter. Oh man.
They say they're smart glasses. I don't know what that means.
Whoa, we're zoomed way in on our.
Yeah, we are.
It's actually kind of cool.
A little rough over here.
Wow.
We
What's
got to
this?
guess. This is now I become a game show. We have to
Crop to
guess what we're
fill.
trading.
Okay. Oh, here we go. We're back.
We're back.
Somehow I changed crop to fill off, and
Nice.
we're back. All right. Just let's hope everything stays intact. It's been a weird one to start off with so far. How about butt stuff? Speaking of weird.
Yeah.
And speak of the devil, Eric Vanek is back
Eric Van
on the trade show
Eric Vanek on the trade show.
with Cal Ripken Jr. So we have in the 12 team, two tight end league, lineup start 12, Mike. Rashi Rice, Charbonnet in a second, or Drake London in a third. This is interesting. I'm curious your thoughts. Lineup start 12. I know you're not affinity for Sharps. I know you're not affinity for
Mhm.
Rashi. Second and the
Almost
third.
drafted him
Wow.
tonight in a
Which?
redraft home league. Yeah, almost drafted him tonight. I
Which
had
of the
him in my
two?
queue. Charbonnet
Oh,
and Rasheed
okay.
Rice.
Well,
I had Rashi. I was almost had him queued up too.
I made you say both their names, but you meant both. Okay.
I did. I did
So
actually. This no cap, man. They were just falling so far. I was like, fuck, I'll put the hate away.
listen,
Put the hate away.
it's a one quarterback league. Anything could happen. I'll draft it.
Fuck it.
Where are you at here?
What I've been doing before hasn't been working, so maybe I'll try the opposite of what I normally do.
I think some people might even have Drake London and Rashi Rice like really, really close. For me,
Neck and
they're
neck. Yeah,
certainly in different tiers. I will say
they're very different
personally.
tiers for me too. Very different. Yeah.
That said, though, a second in Sharps and a lineup start 12 versus a third, does it bring the difference? Does it mesh it, or where are you at here?
I don't want to. I don't want to say I don't like Eric's side. Right? It's two players that I'm a little bit more down on, and I don't think the second was enough to like.
Juice you over?
Fuck yeah, let's do it. The other thing I kind of question, and you will see it when we swap over to the lab. He's got an okay team. Like he's got an okay team. I just don't know if I'm like, listen, in a lineup league like this with a Drake London, I'm ready to like break that apart into multiple pieces. You know what I
Got
mean?
it. Got it. Got it.
Like I think this would be a team if I'm running it, I'm more like because I want to hold the good assets, especially in the
Yeah.
lineup portion of it. You know, and if I'm going to break it apart, it's going to be like a true tear down. I'm going, Drake London to pick a wide receiver that's a tier below that somebody be willing to pay a first for, right? And I'm going to
Sure.
try to stack assets for the future. I don't know if I really want to do that for Sharps in a second, essentially.
No, no, I get you. You're saying by the breakup here of an asset that's pretty hard to attain,
Yeah.
potentially in London,
Yep.
you don't want to break it up for a team that you might decide to rebuild with. Is basically what you're saying.
It,
You feel
it,
like it's picking a little bit of a direction.
I would say if this was a lineup league versus a best ball, or if this was a best ball league versus it being a lineup league like it is, I'd be far more interested in that kind of deal that Eric got back because
Sure.
I'm looking at it Drake London for three pieces, right? I'm doing a 3-for-1. I'm getting the three back instead of just Drake London. I can talk myself into Rashi, I can talk myself into Sharps, and I can talk myself in what I can buy with that second as far as like maybe a running back or something along those lines or a real vet wide receiver that's still gonna matter and make my lineup, more times than not. In this lineup league, even though it's deeper, I mean, we're talking it's deep.
It yes, it is.
It
No
it's
pause.
deep. Butt stuff is deep, and it's painful. Uh, I just don't know if I'm that excited,
Well,
right? Because when
painful
you
to
look at
me
it,
is Tyler Lockett in a flex. To your point,
and Isaiah Likely a backup tight end.
like, well, let's even say that Harbaugh's putting so much into the air, the ether of all pro season and all this stuff. But
Sure.
Lockett, I mean, but either way, let's not. Semantics is to me though. While that's true, Sharps is a big upgrade if that's what I'm working with, honestly. And I think I just saw is Kenneth Walker's already not practicing on a regular basis with a foot injury. Like, you know how much I love Kenneth Walker, dude. But
It's weird. I try not to pay attention to people freaked out over the injury, but it was labeled as maintenance.
right,
Like he was getting the vet treatment, which kind of makes sense. I mean, the guy's been banged up and he's in and out of the lineup. So if they want to take it easy on him on training camp, that was fine. Then I saw he was back and he practiced like 2 or 3 days in a row, and then I don't know where we're at now. Like, was that the last report, or is he back to not practicing again? I don't know what the fuck's going on.
honestly, I'm kind of with you, but more from the standpoint to me of like, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me, type of thing. Where it's like to me, it's well past twice. Where I love Kenneth Walker, the talent, and we've seen him when healthy, when right, phenomenal. I think in between the tackles, one of the best running backs in the game, personally. But the always oft injured tag is just, man, it gets worrisome personally for me. And that
Yeah.
we have seen Charbonnet in that role go absolutely ham. So all that to say though, with the team like this, I get what you're saying. Um, I'm wondering how much of that had to play with it, and then also, Mike, I
So
think.
yeah,
Go ahead.
Seattle Seahawks. I just had to pull it up right for the Kenneth Walker thing
Yeah,
from the team. Still working through a sore foot. Seahawks are managing his practice days, but have stated it's just part of their plan.
everybody has a plan until they get punched in the mouth, right?
Mike Tyson, baby.
And to me, like, what you never want to see from a guy that's always hurt, I guess. Let me rephrase it and finalize it like this: a guy that's always hurt, Mike, hurt going into a long season is like, Mike, I'm a little nervous. That's all I'll say. I'm not going to get crazy with it. I'm just a little nervous. I get your point. I will say this though: I think this bet, even in a rebuild, makes sense from this standpoint, especially in a portfolio. Like you and Eric are getting to. My portfolio size is half at best of what you guys are at, right? You're in this many leagues. I
Eight
think it
inches.
makes. I think it. What's that? Goodness. See, I told you the glasses. He's smart. He's witty now. Everything's changed. All right. No, from the standpoint of, I think Mike just diversifying here, because London and Rashi for some people are closer, and so if you're telling me that I get the second, I need to multiply assets in a league like this anyway. I think it's worth it from that standpoint. Plus, I think you bake in the Charbonnet upside. I get what he's doing. I could understand being wanting the other side, and if I had the team, like if I'm ripping, let's see what his team is. Shit, Mike. If I have this team, I'm
Pretty
not gonna
good.
lie to you. Easily doing this. My only
Pretty
thing I
good.
would say to Eric is maybe you could have. To me, I maybe could have juiced a little bit more. I don't know who sent this offer based on the screenshot, but Mike, if I have this type of a team, although it's start 12, I mean, dude, I got Addison on the bench, bro. This is. I'm very in on both sides of this. I think actually, as I look through it, I can understand the hesitancy, but I think if you're in a position where Eric's in, I need to start making some dicey moves to get myself multiplied assets. That's where I'm at on it.
Yeah, yeah, I can agree with it. I just maybe it's my Rashi or Charbonnet cooling, right? But I
Disdain.
do see, yeah, I do see what you're talking about. If you value them a lot higher than I do, then yeah, fucking multiply assets, go for it.
Yeah,
I'm also too like if I looked at the roster, if I'm trying to do some self evaluation on that roster, if I'm
yeah.
Eric, I'm
Go
like,
ahead. Let me pull it back up for you. Sorry.
yeah, I'm just like, nah, dude, I'm I'm punting this fucking thing, man. You can keep your Sharps, you can keep your Rashi, you can ride out the suspension. Fuck you, I'm good with Drizzy. And the first time him and Penix combined for what we saw last week of the season when it didn't matter, week 18, nobody's playing fantasy then. You shouldn't be. If they go for another 40 burger
If
earlier
they
in the
keep it
year,
up, for sure.
good good fucking luck, man. Like
Let,
good
let,
luck.
let me ask you I think the pinnacle question for this, for make or breaking one way or the other. If you have a roster like this, right? If Drake London is playing like that, you're selling him on a roster like this, no?
Yeah, definitely, because I want first. I
And
want
so,
first.
and to that point, see, Mike, I think you could also play that game of, what if Rashi Rice, because he's not suspended right away, has a couple big pop weeks early too, right? I think I'm selling all these assets to multiply anyway. So
I think you're right.
you do miss the diamond and the diamond potential of, like, Drake London with 2-3 big weeks, Mike. He might go for, God, I don't know, Amon Ra prices or something like that. But
Very easy. Yeah, Nico
Rashi may
Collins.
not will go for quite that, but I also now have Sharps in a second, so I think I could make the play of still. I'm probably still selling the assets no matter what on a rebuild like this if I was personally doing it too. So
I
anyway,
still am. I still am. I'm with you. My hesitancy between the two is
the player, yeah,
With Rashi. Even if let's say week 1 or 2, he's on the same tear he was last year to start the season.
someone knows they're going to miss time this year.
Until we get that clarity about what the
Mm-hmm.
NFL is actually going to do, there's a potential 4 to. I mean, you've heard the reports. It might be 10 games, right? I don't think that's true,
I
but
don't think there's a zero. I think there's a 0% chance that happens. But to your point, it's scary. It makes the market different
I
for
I
sure.
don't care if he comes out and he's dropping 60 burgers right off the rip. If we don't have that clarity on it, that there's going to be a lot of hesitancy on the market. Like, do I really want to go pay 2 first plus for a guy that might miss the next 6 fucking games, and they're going to be later in the season, like when I need him the most to win a championship? So
All right. The
that's always
glasses,
going to be kept.
I take it back. The glasses it's worn off. If he's dropping 60 burgers, I don't care. People are sending fucking all of it. Everything. Every last bit of it.
The whole thing.
Speaking of butt stuff, they're going to take the whole thing. All right.
All
Let's
8
go to the
inches.
next. Oh, semantics or not. We are 10 team. Oh, Mike, you got to love going here. 10 team. Just
No.
did a 10 team league. 10 team Superflex, 2 tight end, 1.5 tight end premium. Lineup start 11. We keep it in the family here at South Harmon. All in the family. Mike, in a 10 team league. See, this is actually really interesting, though, given what I know about it. Jaden Daniels in a 4.10 this year. Might have gotten you a Krosky Merritt long time ago.
Coulda.
No longer
Coulda.
now. No longer now. We haven't drafted. I mean, that's kind of crazy.
Now it gets you Xavier Restrepo, maybe.
If you're lucky. Patrick Mahomes, Pacheco in a first. In a 10 team, Mike, I was just telling someone on a review I was doing today that I think in a 10 team, I treat it like one quarterback plus. Right? Like, honestly, a lot of the same narratives. I want J-Day in this type of a format because he's that dude. I don't care if it's one quarterback, Superflex 12 team, Superflex 10 team, Superflex 8 team, Superflex 16 team. You want Jaden Daniels. But it makes, how high and how much I care about the quarterbacks a lot less. Scarcity doesn't exist. There's no point in having really a bunch of extras unless they're the elite guys. Mahomes is borderline elite. Depends on what the WoRP is.
He hasn't been lately.
No,
right?
but he's
he's
borderline in the elite tier, meaning top 10, let's say. Not the upper quadrant. But the tier down, Mike, is it worth it in a 10 team where I don't care much about quarterbacks? If I'm getting a true first next year and I'm getting Pacheco, here's the big caveat. This first from Mafioso 23, I mean, if this is anywhere near early or, it's not the people in the deal. So how about them Cowboys? That's a tough scene. How about them Cowboys win? Let's, Mike, we've been sticking in the lab. Let's go to the lab again,
Go to the lab.
Because I think that first is going to be arguably the biggest wild carding caveat in the deal here. Just on the surface, generically, before we know what that is, where are you at with it?
To your point, right? Like, quarterbacks get devalued. The studs are still the studs, right?
Yep.
This is we'll find out what the lab says, but I think this trade's based off of WoRP. What's this league WoRP? Because we don't know the intricacies of the scoring, but just on the general surface, when I looked at it, I'm like,
Mike, Mafioso in a 10 team is
not good.
8. Yeah. So, okay. Mike, an early 26 first or roughly, let's even say top 3-4 pick. Fuck. I'll tell you, this is right on the teats, buddy. This is teetering. Like, I could see this going either way. Just real quickly, I figure since we have it up, how about them Cowboys? You know what's really crazy, Mike, is that these are all like battling for the bottom here.
Yep.
How about them Cowboys? That's fitting for that type of a team, though, right, Mike?
Got them. Cover your ears, Fizz.
Mike, do you know the last time that the Cowboys won a Super Bowl? In order to get that footage, you got to have a VHS player.
Yes.
I sent that to Fizz. It was awesome. I loved it.
It's fantastic. I watched a wife on TikTok.
Yeah.
Ridicule her husband.
Doing that. That's we're in wavelength.
Thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, that one. There's a whole bunch of other ones on the account, but that one just hit so different.
Yeah. Yep. The poor man.
If you don't know, just look it up. All right, trust me, you'll find it quick. Mike, dude, can I tell you something here? How about them Cowboys though? And I know it's going to take me a long time to get this cleaned up. I have my pick, right? I have this team. I get this early one. I think, especially knowing JD's in conference and you're going to hate on him anyway, I think I can get behind that move, frankly.
I think I want the Mahomes in the first side just based off that. Now, the WoRP, when you pull it up, does show that Jaden Daniels, like quarterbacks, have a pretty good line, like a pretty good WoRP line for a 10-team Superflex league, which is kind of a rarity. So they must have a little bit juice scoring.
Yeah, they have a little. They put the
quarterback.
They put the quarterback in the mix back. All right.
For example, J-Day last year was a top 7 WoRP asset in the entire league. in a 10-team superflex.
Okay,
That's saying something.
it is. So here's your single year data. To your point,
Yep.
top 6, 7 QBs are pretty up there. Mike, but here's the thing. Where's Goff? Well, Goff's right there. Sorry. Where's Mahomes is what I meant to say. Where's Goff? Geez, that's rough.
A little bit farther down.
A little further down. Like, I think it's worth it though. Look at the multi-year. Well, multi-year's not there yet, but Mike, when I look at this running back line already, Pacheco's interesting to me, and then I'm seeing what's really interesting though, Mike, is that you're telling me the wide receiver line's so poor. What the hell's going on here?
It's not good. It's not
What the
good,
hell's
man.
going
It's
on
getting
here?
beat out by tight ends till like 12.
Mike,
It's not
Mike, it's not your glasses on this one. The wide receiver line is getting crushed by tight end early. That is,
right. Do we have a glitch in the system? Usually the yellow line is the bottom one, not the blue.
bro. 10 team is normally run by the receiver position.
Usually.
This is fucking weird, buddy. I'll be honest with you. This is an eerie one.
Multi-year doesn't do it any more favors. Which, the most surprising one, not only the wide receivers being shit, but we don't think in 10-team superflex leagues quarterbacks really matter like too much. Right?
I was saying at the top they do, but they jet pretty quick. The quarterbacks kind of run the league up top, though, right?
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do.
But let me tell you, pause all of that because the most valuable asset in all these years is gold.
It's gold. It's a tight end. Who knew?
Like, this is why we don't like 10 teams, all right? This is exactly why. I
Who's
think
the top tight end prospect that he can use that early pick on next year?
Brock Bowers.
That'll be the one to save it.
No, I mean, listen, I think I still want in this process, both these teams are not great. I still think I'm going to take that Mahomes side here.
Yeah.
But see, if Scooter P was a top team or, more of a contender, I think I could really make the case for it, right? But I don't think I can do this if both these teams are at the bottom of the league, man. No, hell no.
We got to talk to management, though, about how we're sneaking 10-team fucking deals in there.
And this is why, because it gets loud. It was I thought it was going to be silent. Got louder. All right, Mike. Wow. Quinshon has bounced back, huh? Dude.
Look at that.
Before the news, this would have made sense. The early news, right? I'm talking before any news.
Right.
After the news, Mike, people would have been going crazy. I mean, collusionists, this would have been, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
People already buried my Browns running back before he was in Jersey. Speaking of which, you know what's crazy, Mike? It still hasn't come. Shout out to Fanatics. I wanted a specific one, so I had to go custom. Still not here. I wonder if it was delayed by the news. Give me my jersey, number 10. Mike, now that the news is out there that, hey, all charges are dropped, we've seen it with Zeke. I'm not saying he's not going to get a suspension of some sort. The NFL is going to do their due diligence. They're going to do an investigation and make their own ruling on this. But clearly, in any way, shape, or form, you have to take it as positive news. And we don't necessarily know he's going to get suspended. I think he probably will, but it's not going to be anything crazy anymore. Where are you at with this deal now that we've settled on, the up and down of Juggins? A second and a third, is that enough to make up JT here for you?
We've spent a lot of time talking about Quinshon over the last couple months. I mean, he's made a thumbnail a few times. There's been some heated debates.
For sure.
There were some clowns out there, who said he wasn't playing football at all this year. And clowns with check marks and
the Browns won't
fancy
even give
logos,
him a contract, right?
Fancy logos next to their Twitter name. Yeah, like the whole thing, right? And then, lo and behold, no charges, right? For whatever reason, okay? The only thing I'll say about this in the reports, right? This is what I try to caution people against because we just went through it not too long ago with Xavier Worthy. I'm very adamant, as a father of three beautiful girls, right? Like, domestic violence is a very serious thing, right?
Sure.
Crimes against women is a very serious thing. But I'm not naive to the fact that there are very shitty people out there in the world that will take advantage of any situation that they can and will make up stories and they will trap young, rich athletes into situations where it makes them look bad and everyone wants to just jump and dunk on them and make wild accusations without letting the system actually play out.
Let me just say,
which does piss me off.
Yeah, to the point you're see, it's kind of like a taboo subject in a way.
Yes,
Meaning you can't talk on the other side about it because this is the way it works. And
But I want you
You
guys,
don't
like
want
I
to. You're
say
not
this,
victory lapping for the record. I just want to
I'm
make sure
not.
it's not a
I'm not.
victory lap. It's just more so saying there's another side to
Yes.
the coin that no one wants to talk about when a situation
In the
goes to this
same way
point.
that I talk about it, like, yes, if a situation like this happened with one of my daughters, would I believe them full heartedly? Yes, absolutely. Like, I would jump to their side. But on the flip side of it, if I had a son, who happened to be 21 years old, like Quinshawn, right? If I happened to have a son like that and he was accused of it, I'm coming to his defense
I
just
would
as
start off.
vehemently.
I would start off initially like, "The fuck did you do? Tell me."
Yeah.
I'd be busting his balls, get him to tell me the
Dad, I
truth.
didn't do shit.
But
Like,
if
nothing
I
happened.
fit, yeah,
Yeah.
if
Yeah,
I
exactly.
pushed him and found out he's telling the truth, yeah, for
Exactly.
sure.
But I don't like when people jump to wild accusations, wild conclusions, because we have seen numerous cases where things have been blown way out of proportion. They weren't true. They were completely falsified or made up, or it was a money grab or a
What's the
trap
pitcher's
or
name?
whatever.
The pitcher's name is that's the craziest one I've.
Oh yeah, the Dodgers pitcher now. Yeah.
Yeah, the
Yep.
extortion was insane with there. But go ahead.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was nuts. So, I mean, we've seen these cases, and we just went through one with Xavier Worthy not too long ago. People were ready to bury him and jump off and sell now, and the whole works. And it was shortly after that nothing happened. He's in the clear.
Yeah.
We did our own investigation. It was actually the other way around. He was trying to defuse the situation, and he's the one, getting his ass beat and extorted, right? Like, it
Right.
happens. So with the
And
Quinshawn
that,
thing now,
while you see that, I can't put him in tier one. Go ahead though.
but with the Quinshawn thing, like, people buried him. People said he wasn't playing. Like, he wasn't going to do nothing. Browns aren't even going to sign him to a contract. Now, they still haven't signed him to a contract yet. I assume what they're doing is waiting for the NFL to complete their investigation. But the actual police investigation said, listen, there's enough inconsistencies with the story. We
Yeah.
can't bring charges to him because if we took this to a court, like, this shit's getting thrown out like that.
The
Like, we're
crazy
just
part
going to
though
waste
is
money.
when you look at the details, like as soon as it was made clear that there was a time lapse in the report to the police, it was nothing would ever happen in court. Court
Yeah.
has to be again proven. It's innocent until proven guilty. If you have anything like that, it's just not going to
And
hold up in court.
beyond a reasonable doubt.
Correct. So that's why it was thrown out early. But yeah, go ahead.
Which is also why OJ got off with, right? It wasn't beyond a reasonable doubt,
With the
amongst
size
others.
of the glove. But speaking
Yeah.
of the size of the glove, and that going
So
down a complete rabbit hole here.
I
Go ahead.
say all that to say, right? We buried Quinshawn. All of a sudden, the news comes out. We're still kind of in limbo because he hasn't signed a contract. The other thing I will say, people are still saying that they're right, right? Like, they're still holding on to this. Listen, I still think he did something. All right, I still think he's getting some sort of suspension. You should stay away from him because he hasn't been in camp. He doesn't know the offense. He hasn't gotten the reps. The one position in football that I am most confident in, if you're in shape and an athlete and you've already played the position, that you can take a year off, you can come off the street because we've seen it time
Hit the
and
hole,
time again,
baby.
is the running back position, man. Is the running back. I'm not asking this guy to be a center and know the protections and
Right.
be able to slide lines and be able to pick up blitzes. I'm asking this guy, once you get the ball in your hands, find the hole,
Know
run somebody
know the
over,
hole
juke
by
somebody out,
when we call
run
the
away
play.
from
Know
people.
what hole
Yes.
you're supposed to run into. Read it and go. Like it's
Anybody who's been around football long enough understands that running back is the easiest position for a rookie to pick up and just plug and play. Like, we saw numerous. Travis Etienne missed his whole rookie year. His sophomore year, hit the ground running, right? Like nothing happened. So once Quinshawn signed and once he gets acclimated into the offense just at a basic level and once he earns his opportunities or touches, Quinshawn could be like a league winning running back by the end of the year. I'm not
sure.
saying it's going to happen, okay, but you can see the path to do it. We're in a very different world now with Quinshawn now than if this trade was made a month ago. A month ago, people go, "This is robbery. This is collusion. We need to fold this fucking
Sure.
league. This is dog shit."
But
Now
but
you're
what would it
sitting
have
here
been?
and you're looking
Would it
at
have been 3 months ago? That would have been like, why
no
are we
one would
adding
have.
picks?
Yeah, no one would have batted an eye. There's the same tier.
Right.
So I don't. We're not quite back to the same tier yet, right? There's still some hesitation. I say all that to say, good move on the Who's part. He's got to come in here and show off, put his deal in here. I'm taking the Judkins, the second and the third side pretty easily in this deal.
Especially in the format, Mike. I think in a lineup league, it'd be hard to turn down the offer. Let me say it that way. But I could understand if you are looking at your team and you're like, man, nah, I'm ready to go right now. my team's built in a certain way, and I don't want to mess with the Judkins potential early stuff if he's not playing well. Like, you go to best ball, forget about it, dude. It's not even close. In a lineup league, again, I'd have a hard time turning the deal down. There'd be scenarios where I could. Like, there's no way in best ball I'm not taking a second, let alone, like, a third in best ball is meaningful when we're starting 12. So, no, not even close. Let's move. You
At
know
one
what?
point, Quinshawn was
That little Kyler avatar is how I feel about the other side. Like, that's a lot to bet on JT here for me, you know?
at one point Quinshawn was RB11, Adam. Then
So,
the allegations, he drops down, he's in the 20s. He still really hasn't recovered yet. Like, you haven't seen the rise.
Mike,
I don't think you're going to get that until he actually signs a contract. You see him on the field.
yeah, on the field, I think is more. The contract, I think, is kind of semantics at this point for the value. I think they need to see him on the field and playing and believe that it's over. Mike, I
Which
think
I also imagine too. With we've heard all these second round rookies getting like fully guaranteed contracts. That's been a real thing this year.
that's also baked into part of this. It's just his is way different because of the other stuff. Yes.
Right. There's enough hesitancy by the Browns organization, which they have the right to do as an employer, right? A potential employer to go like, listen, you already kind of had a situation here, man, that scared the shit. Maybe we're not fully guaranteeing this thing. And of course, his agent's like, nothing
Nah,
happened.
man.
We're in the
Look,
clear.
do you see what
Why
the
are we
court
getting
said?
the
Right.
fucking bag? Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
So I'm
It's a
sure
lot of
there's
back
some,
and forth.
some butting of heads. Yes.
But Mike, mind you, they this is a premium selected pick for this kid, by the way. As a matter of fact, Mike, oddly similarly, very much the same as where JT went all those years ago. About the
Yes,
same.
he is.
So
It's weird.
eerie. Speaking of eerie, Mike, wait a holy
I
how
don't know
the
what the fuck
how
happened
the
here. I
mighty
saw
have
this one come
fallen.
across.
How the mighty have fallen. Just
What the
only
fuck was
one
this?
first involved in a deal. Like to me, here this is the colliding of two worlds that are. Listen, I can't tell you what's for sure going to happen in the future. All right, let me just start there. Acknowledge this before I get crushed, Mike. But this is the colliding of two worlds of the hype of the 27 class is getting otherworldly. It reminds me of the 2023 narrative, but with more juice in the current day and age because there's more people playing the game. And it's louder everywhere, right? A single 27 first. A second, Mike. Speaking of, we have 2 seconds in trades in two different deals that are in 2028. You know how long away that is?
Mm-hmm.
Justin Herbert in a best ball start 12 with a 12 team, not a 10 team. Here's the other thing. It's Warren G's pick. So unless you're telling me that this is a for sure locked in early pick, I can't even understand it.
It is, put the cart before the horse, right? Pick up a little pace here. It's going to be probably an early pick.
Okay. Everything I just said still stands, but we now have action. We have a discussion to have here. Okay. There's more of a discussion. I'm not going to say it's right for sure, but if you're telling me you got a real chance to get one of those two stud receivers, I don't know. I still probably want the quarterback, but there's 2 seconds in this as well. Where are you at here?
I think I'm like the Justin Herbert hater, denier, the
Yeah.
pour cold water on it. And when I saw this one came across the Discord, Mr. Wonderful asked, like, you put it in a poll first, right? He put it in a poll, and I said, what the fuck? Did Herbert die and nobody told me?
I saw the Herbert die question, yeah.
What the fuck? What the fuck is this? Just a single first and a couple seconds in a best ball league for Justin Herbert, like a potential top 12 quarterback, right? That everybody seems to love universally, except for maybe me. I was like, fuck, man. Like, if I traded Justin Herbert for 2 firsts, people would get on my case and be like, Mike, you sold him light. What are you doing? Like, put some respect on this guy's name. I'd never even comprehend selling my Herbert shares for a first and 2 seconds at him. Now, if it's potentially early in 27, let's have that discussion, right?
Here's my thing. We haven't looked. I'm not even going to go to the lab right now because let's just have the discussion for the people at this point. Aside from that, the league. To me, I think if you're telling me I have a real shot of pick 1 or pick 2, I can actually get behind this trade. I think and the reason would be a couple things. Do I have enough quarterbacks to make it worth it? Am I
He
going
does,
to be able to get a better trade elsewhere for a Herbert in this league, right?
probably.
Well, the thing is, you probably can't. But one thing you can't get, only one or two people have those picks, right? So
Mm-hmm.
if that's what you're going for, and then Mike, the 2 seconds here in Best Ball Start 12 do matter. Now, 2028 seconds kind of
Mm.
iffy if it's really a second, I guess. But it's just the time decay so far out there. Mike, I can make the case for it if you're telling me, like, hey, Warren G's team is just fucked. Like, you're telling me that this guy's going to give you a pick 1 or a pick 2. Aside from that, I feel like it feels a little egregious, but we're also living in a world, Mike, understand the market is this too. So let's say this goes down in the league and people really aren't batting an eye. There's a case the 27 firsts are going to still pick up more steam, right or wrong, and that pick is just going to be a fucking moonball. So
While Warren G's team on the lab does not look good, and he's second to last right now in lab rankings,
okay.
it's also one of those teams that you can see rebuild and is starting to come out of the rebuild, right? Like
Okay.
is starting to think about the future, right? Because he has a ton of young assets, and he's got a ton of 26 picks, and by ton I mean two. So that's me exaggerating, but he's got two first rounders.
So you're saying regulators mount up? All right.
Regulators mount up, but yeah, like we start in best ball. How is he at the quarterback position? Well, Drake May, now Justin Herbert, add in the 101 this past year, Cam Ward, nice flyer with Jalen Milroe. We're talking 4 potential quarterbacks in Superflex best ball. It's a good starting point. And then you look at the rest of the roster, right? Travion Henderson, very appealing. Ted McMillan, appealing. Emeka Ibuka, Ricky Pearsall, Trey Harris, Cam Scatterbo. You know, like there's some pieces here, plus a couple firsts next year. You could see this team being more middle of the road in 2027 pretty easily, I would say, instead of where they're at right now. I think they're getting dunked on right now in the lab rankings. And maybe this is what Mr. Wonderful was looking at and not really projecting for the future.
Sure.
But like if I went to this and he didn't have Justin Herbert's his best quarterback. He didn't have, a second quarterback, and he doesn't have 26 picks. You're like, how's he even fixing his quarterback room? Fuck yeah, bud. Like, sign me up to get your 27 first if you're willing to push that in.
There's two things.
Your team's
He's got Mr. Wonderful's 26 first, which, mind you, it's late, but still, 2 picks in a best ball league, right, are significant, one of which is his own. And I'm just going to take a look here, Mike, to your point. One of the things I really like to do also is just look at the competition or lack thereof, right? Like how bad is the bad that you're competing with? So when we look at that, what do you think here? We got this is the worst team in the league. Interesting. R.J. Harvey, Jackson Dart, Kareem Hunt, Brian Thomas, Rashi Rice, Adams, Gasecki, Pat Fryermuth, Rome, Jaden Reed, Josh Downs, Keenan Allen.
It's worse, but it's not.
It's not egregious for what I was expecting.
We've seen some.
I've seen some horse shit fucking teams, right?
I've seen some MD Haven teams that were a lot worse than that.
Good God, poor guy thought it was over. He got dragged back in. We call that an ankle grab.
You like that?
I'll say this: I think it could end up paying off if the pick locks in, but I would have liked to have known if I'm making that deal that it's locked in. So my last question would be this. What are we working with 2027? That it's just those two? I don't know, man. I struggle with it still.
I don't think I'm doing it.
And let me give you one last reason why.
To his defense a little bit, I guess you could have said Herbert was his 4th quarterback.
Right. No, it was his 4th quarterback. But like to me, one of the things in best ball I feel like people don't realize is, listen, it's not like lineup where having a 4th quarterback, it's completely dumb because all it makes is your roster decisions harder. Like
it's actually pretty nice.
In best ball, Mike, nice. If you have 4 great quarterbacks, really nice. The only thing that happens is you can't play them all. But for 4 great quarterbacks to all play shittily,
kind of
odds are not going to happen. So you get the best of all of those quarterbacks. So if I'm in a contending team, I probably would have held on to Herbert. or wanted to make a move or a different offer. Now, here's the 4D chess play if you're Mr. Wonderful, right? If you can pocket those seconds and find a way to either get back a quarterback that could score like Herbert in a different deal, right? Maybe not quite Herbert, but like if you could get back a Geno Smith or you could get back something like that, it was going to cost you a lot less. And now that first, let's say, can buy you, a stud lineup skill player. Okay. Like that, I think that's how you make up for it. But I don't know. I struggle with the deal on its
It's a little
head.
free game. Little free game. I'm going to the Matty McBean team, right?
Here, dude. We get a little
Who's
review
trying
on the trade show. Oh,
who's
buddy, let's
who's
go.
trying to compete. It looks like because he doesn't have his 26 first. It looks like he's trying to compete, and then you go look at his quarterback situation, and you're like, oh, he just took a hit with the Anthony Richardson thing. Caleb Williams is kind of up in the air. Buddy, can I interest you in a Justin Herbert? But I'm going to need your 27 first, and then like pick out some maybe a piece or two for contending for the best ball side. Like
There you
throw
go.
that shit in. You know what I mean? I want to plant more poison pills versus just picking the bottom dude in the lab without really doing a full deep dive into like, yeah, I can see a path to this guy being like maybe a 6 seed in 2027. Like he
Yeah.
could with a good draft in 26 with the assets he has and some improvement from all the young guys, going into year 2, which happens quite a bit. I don't really want to bet against this team. I want to bet against the guy who thinks like,
Yeah.
I've already put my 26 first in. I'm ready to compete. I'm ready to go. I want to plant the poison pill of then getting their 27 first and locking that fucker in because those are the ones you see fail more often than not. The guys who don't have a backup plan, right? Like the
Yeah.
MD Havens who push all their shit in. Like we
Pause.
can see coming down the road, right? A couple
Push
bad things
all
happen to
the
this team.
shit.
You're screwed, buddy. You got no way out of it.
One thing I wanted to say too, Mike, is well, I think what you just laid out is if you're planning to hold on to these picks, I think what you just said is what Mike said is should be regardless. You should be thinking about it. But I think if your plan is to flip it as a holy shit, this is a Ryan Williams basically. That I get what you're doing here, but to me, if I'm a contending team like this, I don't want to hold on to this pick until it becomes a real player. That's not what I'm trying to do at all.
I
That's
want to
the
win a
final
championship
piece.
first.
Correct.
I want to win a championship first.
Don't get too cutesy before you get the ring. All right.
Right. And I know what the value you talked about having 4 good quarterbacks in a best ball league is, right? Like, you better make me a good fucking deal if you want me to give up this because I am not going to have a bad quarterback week ever.
Yeah.
Right? You guys all could struggle with
unless
picking up some shitter off the waivers,
even if there's a fire, Mike.
even if there's a fire.
Hold on a second. Look at this. Amon-Ra St. Brown and Justin Jefferson at the start of the show. Can I tell you, when I'm looking at this, I feel like I got fucked.
You did. You did. Comparatively with the return.
Damn it, Drew Smitty. You want Mike, this is I just got I was playing golf the other day, which has not very happened for me very often anymore. And I hit a great drive. And someone just hits one, as Happy Gilmore would say, somebody's closer. Somebody's closer.
Somebody's closer.
Someone blew a drive well past my moon ball off the tee. Holy crap. Ladd McConkey versus Pop Douglas? Like Pop Douglas in lineup. Depending on my team, could be, he's not true roster clogger, but you get what I mean when I say he could be roster clogger flirting with in the lineup start 10 regular PPR, right?
And unless he makes a drastic improvement this year.
Unless Drake May is just him, right?
Yeah, it would. Unless he makes that fucking jump, okay? You know what I'm saying? Like all of a sudden this is Jarvis Landry reincarnated, okay? Unless he makes that kind of jump.
Yes. But
if I have to start Pop Douglas in a lineup start 10,
I'm praying. What you just did with your hands, that's what you're praying with everything you got.
Please.
I need you to fall in the end zone for the one time this year, right?
Please. I just need one out of you. That's all I'm asking for.
Ladd McConkey's a top 15 wide receiver.
This is nuts. You just got big dicked, man. I'm sorry.
Now, I will say, I know Jamar Chase is the true big dick, right? If we're talking inches, he's the... Holy crap, buddy. This is nuts. This is insane. Kobe, dude, this is a horrible shot. I know you always say shoot your shot. My God, What would have to happen for you to pay off this Jamar Chase bet here?
Oh,
Lad gets the Chargers really become more run heavy again, like they were at times last year.
and
Trey
the
Harris is becoming like
is
arguably a
wide.
one.
Yeah, he's Nico Collins reincarnated, and Lad is like relegated to 80 targets. I don't know.
Dude, well, here's the thing, right? Like lineup start 10 and best ball are so different, but Mike, like, tell me there's a team that. How many teams could you find, or that you have, or that you've seen, lineup start 10 isn't auto starting Lad McConkey?
Not very many.
Like that's the thing about the tier up. The tier up always tends to make sense, even when it's a little bit of an overpay in a lineup start 10. Except for when you get to this stuff, because you're normally not sending like top 2, top 3 locked in starters. I don't care if you have to start 2 or 3 receivers here. It doesn't matter. It's just.
Yeah, it's rough, man.
Mike, look at that avatar too. The Step Brothers. I mean, he's
Step Brothers.
He's fucking
knows
killing
what's
us,
up,
man.
He's
killing us. Damn it. All right. I should have probably made that the quickest trade review we've ever done. But
I did. You did bring it up. How many leagues are not auto starting?
There we go. Let's go back to it. Give me something to pause. You got one.
Flex. Right. I got one league, my own, one of my own teams.
Give us the team. Let's talk through this.
Okay. All right. So not auto starting. Okay. Malik Neighbors, Brian Thomas Jr., Drake London, Jackson Smith and Jigba, Devontae Smith, Rashee Rice, Chris Olave, and Lad McConkey. So there's a case in there. He's not an auto.
And you actually have Lad, so it wouldn't even be that you got him on the team. This team theoretically. Damn. Okay.
Right. It's one.
Okay, so it happens.
That is the greatest dynasty squad I have ever had in my entire career.
That's your best team you've assembled.
Some just by sheer luck.
It's Michael Crystal's Avengers. You know, that's what we're dealing with.
This is my opus.
Holy.
You like that?
Bro,
opus.
I mean,
I put the glasses on. I start using big words.
All right. Just to get the attention off of Mike's intelligence, because he's become fucking so smart. I'm screwed. I can't even. I have no chance in arguments here. Mike, I got to pull this up. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I told you I wasn't going to.
That's fine. No, we're good. Go ahead.
I want to see Kobe's team. It just made me realize, like, does he have that team that you have?
No, he doesn't.
Mike. Oh, you know what this is? You know what both of these are, Mike? You have to have the stack that bad.
Yeah. They really.
Mike, I shot so low. I shot way too low. Dude, Rashid Shaheed is in your lineup.
Yeah.
Versus Lad. Cost
versus Lad.
Opposition, like cost of the opportunity cost, Mike, is otherworldly. Like, let's see. Okay, so Calvin Ridley's your 3, clearly, right?
Yeah.
But legitimately now you have to start Marvin Mims, Pop Douglas,
right.
Or Rashid
or another tight end in your flex. Yeah, right. Good man.
I'm sorry, I shouldn't have done that.
No.
If this wasn't right before the trade show has to be ready to go, I'd probably edit that out for everybody. But you're gonna have to watch it. You're gonna have to deal with it.
Tough shit.
Okay, here.
Peter.
Damn it! What? He gets CD. How's he get CD? How's he get CD on the same? Like, I thought my offer was like, yes, I got one. This is horse shit. This wedding is horse shit. How is everyone getting my deal? Bro, my deal. I thought I just bombed one off the tee, Mike. Imagine, and then 2 people are on the green.
Yeah, I've been there.
Oh my God.
I've been there.
Like, what is going on in the world of fantasy and dynasty right now? Talk to me. Help me.
Back in the college days, we used to have the dorm rooms, right? We had the dorm rooms where they had the 3 beds, right? Most of them were 2, right? So
sure.
you had one other roommate, but we had the ones that you'd have 2 other roommates. One of the corner rooms, one of the end rooms, right?
Ooh.
This is one of those situations.
I'm actually not familiar with this, but I'm loving the story. Keep it going.
Okay,
yeah.
So my dorm room had at the end.
You had 2 roommates freshman year.
Two roommates, right? 2 other roommates, right?
Good thing this league is not called butt stuff. I'm listening.
In college, especially freshman year, like you brag about your conquests, right? The kids call it now a body count.
Yeah, exactly.
And you got the thing, if there's a sock on the door, we're busy. Come back later.
Listen,
You know what I mean?
both of you guys need to stay out right now, okay?
Yeah.
This
So
is my time.
this is one of those things.
Brucey's time to shine.
I'm first back on a Friday night.
Okay.
Bring my little lady friend with me, and I'm feeling big dick. You know what I mean? Like, look what I pulled, fellas. Like, you know what I got? Kick the roommates out. I'm feeling like king shit. Sock goes on the door. After about an hour, roommate comes back, done doing the business, right? Say my goodbyes. Roommate comes in with the one that he brought, and you're like, God damn.
Good thing there was a sock on the door. Hopefully you didn't see her.
Now I gotta leave. Like, you just one up to me, right?
Yeah, and now you're sitting on the sideline like, man, I'm supposed to be feeling good right now.
Right. I come back a couple hours later, we're about to shut it down for the night. Third roommate's back with the
Oh,
one he just
no.
pulled from the bar. And you're like, what the fuck? Like,
Where'd he get her? Where'd you get
where was
her?
I? Where
I've
was
been
I
on the
shopping?
I've been on this campus for a month. Who is that?
I thought I was doing something. Here I am, sucking high dit.
Oh,
That's what I am. I'm
well, what's
weak.
also
Nothing.
Mike, I love that story. But I feel like someone got their lunch money taken from them as well. Speaking of school days, that it's not in the deal, but lunch money second, like a first
Lunch
and a
money.
second swap for a guy that was in this, like CeeDee Lamb and Chase, right? Were in the tier 1 a year ago.
Yes.
For some people, CeeDee Lamb is in the conversation this year as a bounce back wide receiver 1 overall finisher.
Yes. Yes.
Like
And
Amon-Ra
very
St.
much.
Brown, I still believe is in the mix of these guys, but not to the degree CeeDee Lamb is. Like I don't. I guess I don't get it.
I mean, you're looking at.
What would make you do something like this? Like what would have to happen for you to? Speaking of glasses, beer goggles. Like what would you have to do for? Why would you send your first tier with this? Like I can't. I don't
I don't get it.
understand why we're upgrading from already like there's nowhere left to go players. Does that like you know what I mean? Like we're
I,
talking
I
from
under I understand it if you take out the first and the second, take the picks out.
well
But
yeah, I understand it then.
you added the second to CeeDee Lamb because you just felt that much better about Jamar Chase. I get that if you
Oh,
wanted
I
to do
see.
it. I
You're
still
saying
wouldn't do it
you're saying you would kind of forego a second, maybe a picker player of that magnitude.
at the very best, right? To go from CD to Chase. The very best. There's no fucking way I'm putting a first in here. I'm not. Not for a guy on CD Lamb who last year in a down year, 100 catches, 1,200 yards, almost 18 fantasy points per game. Depending on how you look at it for WoRP or scoring or final points per game finish, somewhere
Yeah.
in that wide receiver 5 to 8 range. On a down year, Adam. A down year for the Dallas Cowboys. Fucking terrible for that offense. And then this year you look at it and they go, what'd they do? They went out, they traded for George Pickens. They've done absolutely fucking nothing but turd burgers at running back. Oh my God, Dallas might be back to like, remember 2 years ago when CeeDee Lamb almost broke fucking fantasy by himself in 10 games, Adam, too, because the first 6 were dog shit until the bye. And then that last run all the way up through the championship, it was fucking 25 pointer after 30 pointer after 25 pointer over and over again. That's
Let
what
me
we could be back to.
let me ask you this, because I think there's so much that can happen for picks, and one of the differences in first and seconds. But at least when I'm looking at this, let me ask you: when you look at a team like this, now, granted, it's Herbert and T-Law in the lineup, but Chase Brown, Kamara, Chase, Ladd, Trey McBride, AJ Brown, Mike Evans, Cook. This looks. Oh, the bench is not that deep. It's a lineup goon squad, right? But like this is not even guaranteed, in my opinion.
It's not even a lineup goon squad. Let's not.
Sorry, it's a starting roster, is what I meant to say. Thank you for intelligent, correct, on all accounts. He
I
caught
mean,
my. I think
even the starting roster, right, Adam? Like if I look at this and Chase Brown, Alvin Kamara are my starting running backs, right?
if
Not
you
that
put
I think
if you put James Cook in for Kamara and Kamara down to the flex,
even
no,
then, all
okay,
right, it doesn't matter either way, right? We're not
sure.
talking like we have seen starting lineups that
there's better teams than this, no question. And I'm
And
not
then
saying that.
too, like you do it from the super flex, and we know how much those elite quarterbacks
Sure.
fucking matter. If my quarterbacks are Trevor
And
Lawrence and Justin Herbert,
he only
I'm
has Russell Wilson as his 3. Sure.
I'm feeling okay, right? But I'm looking at it like, listen, I am not a CeeDee Lamb upgrade to Jamar Chase away. Like of pushing in picks. I need to use those first to upgrade a Kamara, or I
For
need to
sure.
upgrade a Chase Brown to a stud, or a Trevor Lawrence to a stud quarterback, or whatever it may be.
We're making the same point because Mike, that's the thing. Like
There you go. It's
you're
a
not
gross misuse of assets.
no, you're not looking at this from what people do right now. And one of the things I found myself in August, Mike. It's kind of funny. It's like August comes, the Expo's here. That's like all I'm focused on. And then the Expo comes and goes, and then it's like, no, don't do this. No, don't do this. It's like for the rest of the month, I'm telling people, don't. I'm pleading with you. Everyone looks at their lineup as it's a starting roster only in lineup leagues. So they
Yes.
start thinking like, I got to upgrade everything, right? But Mike, here's the thing: R.J. Harvey, I think, should be in for a like when I'm looking at the roster for a Kamara. So like, it's a good team. We got Lil Bill, but I think we're getting a little ahead of ourselves here if we think that there's no holes on this team. Point is though, Mike, even then, I think this is nowhere near a locked 112. Let's just say, for the sake of argument, to start off with, let's say this is a 112. And let's say it's like next year's 112 versus a 205, which is what this team would be. If you locked in those picks, 2026 112 versus 2026 205, what does the deal say to you there?
Maybe.
Okay, so the reason I wanted to start and preface it that way because I think if we saw that, I could say okay. The reason why, when you go back and look, right, real quickly, just so you can see here, it's a first and a second without these things. Because, Mike, that team, let's go back to the lab just for a second. I need you to see it again. First and second without the, maybe. Now it's like, listen, I don't want to come back yet.
No.
There's a sock on the door. Hold on. Okay. No, so, Mike, when I'm looking at this team now, right, let's say, what I always like to do in an exercise like this, let's take away 3 assets from the team as it currently stands, and
that.
what does it look like, right?
Yep.
Like, because that's not breaking the Titanic, so to speak. It's not sinking the Titanic, right? If I took away from this team, you pick let's say T-Law for the sake of argument. Okay, we'll say T-Law. We'll say, let's not even get crazy with it. T-Law, Chase Brown, and let's say Mike Evans. Okay, let's say those are the 3 that are gone. Yep.
What are your replacements?
Russell Wilson, for as long as he keeps the job away from Jackson Dart or Jameis Winston.
Is really looking like not going to be very long.
Look at the schedule, and then you're going to say even quicker, right?
Right.
Then we said Chase Brown. So now Kamara is a weekly starter, which I don't hate that, but we don't necessarily know how long he's going to be able to continue to play at that same level. He's getting long in the tooth.
Yep.
And then, Mike, you're starting what? Jawan Jennings? You're starting, Kyle Williams? Like, all of a sudden, Mike, my only point is now you have this second as, like, your only real piece when
Avenue.
You didn't. The reason that's important is because who's to say you even get anything at the top end for this deal anyway? Like, there's a chance that in the points per game perspective, WoRP perspective, there's no difference in the asset.
You didn't gain anything. You might even be a negative.
That's the point.
Versus
that's
what you
the point. Like, yes, on the surface, if everything goes according to plan, probably not a big deal. But, Mike, all of a sudden, what if this team, who, by the way, I just saw, has Kyron Williams, Josh Allen, Saquon Barkley, like Lamar Jackson? What if this team fuck around stinks in the playoffs?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What if you don't make it outside the first round? What if you don't get a bye?
Right.
107 versus 208 or 9 is a drastically different thing here. So, all that to say, to end out the show, probably talked way too much about both of those trades, but I wanted to give you
question.
This has so much more room for upside and positive things on the Lamb than it does for the Chase side. Like, everything has to go right for the Chase side to win.
Yes, sir. 100%.
If 90%, 95% hits, the Lamb side wins. It's so much weighted to that side that I can't believe. Mike, I can't believe that the deal that I sent out and actually got done basically happened twice, and they got better deals than me. Son of a bitch.
I can't believe that time and time again, like you said, you warn everyone against doing it. Time and time again, after the expo, right before the season goes, everyone wants to treat it like I need the best paper tiger champion that I can possibly get. Right? Nothing is going to go wrong
History
this fantasy season.
History has such a tendency to repeat itself.
Adam, how many times? How many times now? I mean, we're heading into year 5 of us doing this. Buddy.
Yeah.
Year 5. We're heading into year 5 of us doing this. How many times in that time have you and I literally had all this excitement, and then the very first recap show we do on Sunday after week 1, we're just devastated with some injury. We're devastated with somebody getting benched.
I'm so glad football's back, but oh fuck. Let's talk about the thing we don't want to talk about. Mike,
here are the 6 things that happened in week 1 that have absolutely shattered our hopes and dreams for the whole season.
and can I tell you, with that trade, right? So reliving some of my other teams that failed. The crazy part about it is now, Mike, see, there's a chance that Jamar Chase actually is worth. What's so bad about that trade? There's a chance that Jamar Chase ends up being worth more than CeeDee Lamb. I think it's a small percentage. But even if that hits, there's a chance the rest of your team makes you lose the trade.
Yes.
So let's say you have 3 legitimate serious injuries or 4. Jamar Chase can't save you.
It's rough.
So,
it's rough.
Well, all that to say, Peter, great trade. Way to show off. Zach Garbanino, may God have mercy on your soul.
You hit him with that for the close. That's harsh.
Mike,
That's harsh.
Mike, we've been off for a little bit.
Yeah.
Pussyfooting around. We're done pussyfooting around. The season's coming fast and furious. That's interesting word choice. Pause. Mike, Fanatics, make sure you go check out. Only thing you can do there is go to an ad. Certified shit. sh.it. Make sure you go check that out. If you do want some fan gear, if you're as excited for CeeDee Lamb as Justin Jefferson as some of these trades, you guys got to go get yourself some fucking jerseys, man. I mean, get the real thing. Why don't you? Sign shit if you're into some sign memorabilia. Now, box breaks are big there, but if you just want to pay up the full bucket price for, Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, it's there for you. And for all of you that decided to, put all your chips down on an up tier from wide receiver 5 to 1, what you really need is patreon.com/South Harmon.
You do.
Go check out the polls. Mike sometimes can't steer you off of them, but you have so many people that you can ask their opinions of. And while doing such, still make a bad trade. But as Fizz says, let's make a trade today, Mike. The trade show's back. We appreciate you. Mike's got glasses. It's going to be a long season and a fun one, man. Appreciate you guys. We'll be back here, same time, same place. Just don't make such shitty trades. We're out of here. Peace.